Hello, GM everyone. Welcome to Different Life. Hello, Abhishek. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How
So
are you
good to
too?
see you.
Yeah,
Oh,
same.
that's great. I am doing pretty well too. All right. It looks like we're ready to get started. So, welcome everyone to one more session of Different Life. We are really glad to have you here. And before we get started, I wanted to mention that we have a POAP for today. We will be using the POAP mini app to distribute it by the end of the call. So just to mention that. And yeah, I think that we are ready to get started. What do you think, Abhishek?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Shivi, for the intro and hosting this. And yeah, I'm very excited to display Bitcoin Ordinals today because I think we already have some like two Twitter spaces so far about Bitcoin and one previous Devil Live session where we saw stamps integration. So today we'll be seeing how Ordinals is integrated and some interesting facts about it. So let me share my screen and we can get started with it.
Let's
Uh,
go.
yeah, I'm trying to find my slide. Like in screens. Okay, perfect. I think I should be able to just. Okay, let me share my whole screen. So finally, ordinals have come to Collab.Land. We saw stamps last week, and now ordinals is here. So let's see like how we integrated that and what exactly you need to configure TGR based on Bitcoin ordinals. So, starting with the agenda, we'll be discussing like the origins of the ordinals, then how we collaborated with Bitcoin communities to get this integrated, and then third is what are the wallets that are available to connect with Bitcoin ordinals or stamps, and finally we will see like the TGR in command center and demoing the verification with ordinals. So let's get started. Um, Starting with Bitcoin Ordinals origin. So I think we discussed the origin of Bitcoin NFTs. If someone missed, the essential part is that Ordinals came, or like the NFTs came first to Bitcoin around 2014 and 16. Like the first NFT was minted in 2014 on a fork that was done from Bitcoin. And after that, like around 2016, the first collection was also on Bitcoin for NFTs, but they didn't blow up on Bitcoin. And they actually came to Ethereum because we had better DApp ecosystem and communities, so and better dev tooling as well. So that's how like Ethereum became prominent in NFTs. But there was a major revolution in NFTs for Bitcoin again. So stamps came in around like 2018, and they were also not very successful during that time. But last year around 2022 end, there was a launch of Bitcoin ordinals. And the way it works is currently Bitcoin has this concept that there is main Bitcoin, and similar to how we have ETH as a native currency, you have Bitcoin, and then you in similar to like we have in Ethereum, which is called GUI, or like infringement of ETH. So it's called inscription in Bitcoin. So like smallest piece of a Bitcoin is called inscription, and those inscription can be encoded with data. And in this case, like they are being encoded with NFT data, like for example, media or any specific data that you want to inscript and then basically publish on blockchain. And these inscription can be like within a specific range, so they become by default like NFT collections, if you will. And they have blew up like quite a much, like millions of dollars of collection through this, and a lot of communities came up in ordinal space. So we saw them, I think, in the first two quarters of 2023, that it was on pretty high, and it is still going on, but like the craze is like almost stable now. And yeah, it's basically a huge feat for the NFT space in Bitcoin, like how much ordinals have been successful and the tech behind it. So we will see a little bit more about like how we got into it. And if you missed the previous story, so first we integrated Bitcoin stamps, which was through Anjali. Like Anjali met a community called Rare Stamps, which is basically Bitcoin stamps, and in Lisbon. And then they had the requirement to gate based on Bitcoin stamps, and Bitcoin stamps are pretty simple. So let me show you quickly how they look like. This is my command center. Yeah, rare stamps. This is the marketplace, but if you want to go to the actual information, let's say this would be a Bitcoin stamp NFT, and Bitcoin stamp NFT is a little bit more similar to how we have Ethereum ERC-155. So like you have your main NFT, and then it has a specific ID, and it has some supply. So in this case it's null, but let's say your supply can be limited to like 400 or 300. So you have different token IDs which are stamp IDs, and they can have different supplies. Let's say I can own 10 of these of this specific stamp. So like it is not actually like unique NFTs in stamps. It is like ERC-155 fungible plus non-fungible NFTs. So yeah, it is an interesting use case. But when it comes to ordinals, ordinals are much different, and they are like more ERC-721 base. So Magic Eden Ordinals, we can see the marketplace, and we can see like some collections there which can help us to understand how Ordinals work. So this is Bitcoin Frogs, one of the famous ones. If you go to these details, you will be able to see it is much more similar to like how we have ERC 721. So you have attributes, and then inscription IDs are like the token IDs. As I mentioned, like Satoshis are encrypted with the data, the smallest unit of Bitcoin, and then though they are called like the inscriptions. And then this is like the specific inscription number, and then this is like the owner and content type. So all that, like what is the content type being inscripted inside that Satoshi? So it's like Bitcoin ordinals. That's how they are called. And then there are many different information as well. But as I mentioned, they are unique, and each of them are like unique. Like there are not multiple of a single inscription ID. So this is like a major difference in between both of them. And yeah, so for ordinals, we had a community called Zohouse, which is I think based in Bangalore. And Gita had initially our team member contacted them, and they wanted to have token gating based on their collection on Bitcoin ordinals. So we gathered their requirements, and then we started researching basically like what it will need us to support it. And first we supported stamps, and on top of that, like it was simple to add ordinals because we are using the same wallets, at least one wallet. So we support Ledger wallet and the XOS wallet for Bitcoin, as I mentioned earlier. So Ledger wallet is already live for stamps and ordinals, and also today we pushed complete ordinals and stamps improvement as well. So all Bitcoin TGRs, which is stamps and ordinals, and both wallets, Hero, which is like Ledger wallet, now rebranded as, and the Express wallet, which is only for ordinals. So we will see the demo at the end. But yeah, for the wallets part, it was, if I mentioned, if I haven't mentioned this earlier, yeah, it was the most difficult part because the wallet verification that we do in Ethereum, the personal sign method, like there we have some standards like EIP 721, not 721, 712, and also EIP 1271. Yeah, these are the two major standards currently, like personal sign. So all that modified or like very sophisticated signature types for user verification were not supported like maybe even like couple of years back. And right now there is this new standard in Bitcoin which is called BIP 322, and this along with the taproot address, uh, like technology change that Bitcoin has released, it helped us to like support this wallet verification, because if that was not there, it would not have been possible to like use personal signature for users without gas fees to verify them. So this was like the major barrier until now, like while we haven't been able to support Bitcoin. But now since this standard is available, BIB222, for users to verify with their wallets, and like one of the pioneers who helped in this dev toolings was Hero Wallet, which is now called Leather. So like yeah, they did some really great work in like contributing towards this standard, and we were able to use that to support both of these wallets with that same signature standard. And now we will see like once we get through a TGR part, how these wallets work. And then Hero Wallets, which I mentioned, like it supports both stamps and ordinals, and Xverse is only with ordinals. And yeah, it was like basically like at a high level how we integrated the wallets. Then working on the TGRs, which is like the hard part. So like for stamps, we are just using the stamp chain APIs directly, and we are able to like fetch data based on that, and like filter out if you create the TGR based on the creator address, as I mentioned here. So like you have two options. You can either create the TGR with the creator address, or you can create the TGR with stamp ID. So if you see here, let's select Bitcoin stamps, and if you select Bitcoin and stamps, then you have two options. One is you can enter the stamp creator address, which you can get from stampchain.io. If you enter, let's say you want to filter by your stamp creator, your stamp ID, your transaction. So there are multiple ways. So if I search based on the stamp ID, this was a test ID that I own. So in this case, like this is the creator, and this is the stamp ID. So if I enter either of them, I can gate based on them. Let's say if I enter the creator address, so we will filter all the creator address that like that creator like created the stamps, and then based on your requirements of minimum maximum, we will assign the role. And if you specify the stamp ID, we will filter based on that, and then assign the role based on min max. There is one more possibility. You can provide both of them. In that case, we will first filter out based on the stamp creator, and then see the IDs that you have provided, uh, those which match with the creator address IDs and the stamp IDs that you mentioned. Then we will be like assigning the roles based on that. So you have three options in stamps. But with ordinals, it's much simpler. So with ordinals, you can just enter the collection name. So in our case, our collection name that we tested with is called BIP666. And the way to get your collection name is from Magic Eden, because we are using Magic Eden APIs on the backend to like verify these rules that we'll be creating. So the right way to get the collection name is you can go to Magic Eden, search for your collection name. It must be listed on Magic Eden for you to configure the TGR, and then once you search for it, you'll be able to get this collection name from the URL, which will be like marketplace slash Bitcoin frogs, or in our case, it was BIP666. So, and then if you want, you can also add the token ID, but as I mentioned in Bitcoin ordinals, token IDs can be very long. This is like a token ID. So if you still want to gate based on IDs, let's say if there are like 10 or 15, you can just directly write them comma separated here. But if they are too long, a lot of them, in that case, like you can uh, add them in a txt file and upload it to like a cloud provided like S3 or GitHub Cloud, or let's say MyPinata, IPFS, whatever works for you, and then just enter the URL here of the token IDs. So we will be able to pass those token IDs and then filter out based on your collection name and then the token IDs and whatever requirements you have on top of that. So all of this with Bitcoin ordinals and stamps is available on production. So go ahead and create your TGRs. I'll for testing purposes. For ordinals, I'll just go ahead and create a TGR with my collection that I own in QA. The reason I'm doing this on QA because on production I don't have a test wallet which has that ordinals holding. So yeah, I associate it with like the normal record, so I can't do that on production because I don't want to bypass it. So if you can just directly go ahead and do it in production. I'll do it in my QA command center, and I'll specify the minimum requirement as one for ordinals. and we will go to our Discord. This I have like around 200 servers, so let me just search for it. I think QA staging, this one. Now if you see my profile, I don't have the ordinals role here. We will see the void connections one by one, even though I already have my ordinals voids associated. Let's go through the void connection flow to actually see how it works, and then um, yeah, we'll be able to test it out. So as I mentioned, there are two wallets available for ordinals. One is Ledger, one is Xverse. Xverse is only for ordinals, and Ledger is for both uh, ordinals and stamps. Since we want to verify with ordinals, let's go ahead and click on this ordinals and then sign message. Like this is what I was talking about, the personal sign that you verify that the message you are signing is same as your Discord message that you received with Collab.Land. So added security layer and also gases sign. So the main part, once sign void is connected, I should have the Bitcoin stamps role. I actually configured the TGR with stamps role by mistake, I think, in TGR in command center right now. If you see this with Bitcoin stamps, so we can just change it to ordinals. But yeah, you got the point. Like the role is different, but the TGR configuration is with ordinals. So yeah, I got the role that I configured the TGR with. And as I mentioned, you can also verify with Xos wallet, but I think I'll need to enter the password. It always asks for password, so I'll not do that on while I'm sharing my screen because I need to get it from my password manager. But yeah, you can just directly go ahead and use the Xverse integration as well with wallet. So essentially, yeah, we have supported Bitcoin, started with stamps, and now ordinals is also supported. With stamps you can have option of with creator address or stamp id or both, specify the minimum balance or maximum balance requirements. And with ordinals you have the option to specify the collection name that you have on Magic Eden, and then just specify the token id requirements if you have, or minimum maximum. Once done, you can invite your members to verify with Collab.Land bot and Collab.Land join channel. And you have two wallets available. For ordinals, you have both the Ledger wallet and the Xverse wallets. And then for stamps, you only have the Hero or the Ledger wallet. So yeah, please let me know if you have any questions, and most importantly, we would appreciate your feedback a lot. If like you like more information about this or some modifications in how you configure your TGRs with Bitcoin, because one anticipation I'm having for ordinals is that we'll be receiving requests for attribute based gating for ordinals. But yeah, right now this is version 1, so as we get more requirements from communities, we'll be implementing it. And then yeah, please let us know if you have any other requirements for any Bitcoin NFTs. And I'm very excited about how communities will be using it for the utility they'll be getting out of this, because once we integrated stamps they were very happy about it. And to see like how their artists will be using these token gated rules to like make a community inside Discord or Telegram based on these rules on getting their stamp art. So it was very like I was very happy about it. Yeah, and hopefully we'll see that same with ordinals. And that's about it. If anyone has any questions, I would love to answer them. And yeah, always please feel free to provide any feedback if you have.
This is so cool. Thank you so much, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Just, oh, no, you. Just to mention, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat, or you can raise your hand to be brought up in the stage. Either of those is fine. I am also importing the POAP to the server so that we can give it away. I'm trying to think of a good claiming phrase. Maybe we can do go with Bitcoin Ordinals. All right, it looks like we're ready to distribute the POAP while yes, while we wait to see if there's any questions. But for you guys, if you'd like to claim today's DEFRA Live POAP, we'll be using the POAP mini app, so that's with the slash command slash POAP claim. And then the claim phrase is Bitcoin Ordinals, all lowercase and with no spaces in between. Bitcoin Ordinals. Once that you write it down, hit enter to get a code to claim your POAP. I will send as well the command in the speed chat because that's always easier. You can click on that if you're in the speed chat and then write down the claim phrase. Once again, that's Bitcoin Ordinals, all lowercase and with no spaces in between. Please let us know if it's working for you. Otherwise, no worries, I can send you a code if you're having any issues with claiming the POAP. I'm reading the chat. Should I spell it just in case? Bitcoin Ordinals. Kind of a long word. I always try to go with easy words, but my brain just can't for some reason. So let's repeat it one more time. That would be Bitcoin, Bitcoin, and then Ordinals, Ordinals, all lowercase. I just claimed mine.
Yeah, I cleaned mine too. It is great. It's looking
Yay.
so cool. Like, yeah,
Thank you.
the artwork is awesome.
Oh, amazing. Thank you
And
guys so
I
much.
just wanted to mention that Chibi posted a tweet from us that Bitcoin completed its 15th birthday as well, and we have a Zora mint, and it's our 27th network that we are supporting. So please like that tweet and retweet it, and if possible, mint the Zora NFT that we have in supporting this integration. So we will be having a lot more in future.
Oh, yay. Let's also send the link to the mint itself because that may be helpful. Okay, thank you so much for that. It's in the state chat in case that anyone is interested and would like to support us by minting our Collab.Land Bitcoin NFT. I believe that it's a free mint. However, it does charge for a small fee to be minted. And it should be available for about 2 weeks, if I am not mistaken. Oh, I've claimed you. Oh, I also had a request for a shout out to Magic Eden for being incredible partners and for all of their help with making this happen.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we use the APIs for the Ordinals integration, and yeah, they were very helpful about providing the API and the like the requirements we had.
Hmm, love to hear that. Well, amazing. Well, I don't see any questions in the chat right now. But just to mention it again, if you guys happen to use these new wallets uh, to verify your assets in the future, or if you will use Bitcoin stamps or ordinals for your communities in the future, and you have any feedback, please feel free to share it with us because we are always very interested in knowing those and to know, yeah, what the community needs in order for us to improve.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much for saying that.
Absolutely. And I think that, well, let's repeat the POAP secret phrase one more time just in case that anyone missed it. So again, the claim phrase for today's POAP is Bitcoin ordinals, all lowercase, with no spaces in between. And with that, I think that we are ready to wrap things up. What do you think, Abhishek?
Yeah, for sure. This was great, and finally we completed the Bitcoin integration with ordinals and stamps. So yeah, it's been a
Yay.
lot.
Mhm. Yes, yes. So exciting. Thank you very, very much, Abhishek, for presenting today.
Thank you
Really,
for
really, really appreciate your hard work. It's been fantastic having you here.
thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Chi.
Thank you, and thanks everyone for attending. This session was recorded as well and will be posted on YouTube for future reference. And yes, again, thank you so much. We hope to see you guys tomorrow for our Twitter Spaces, or I guess X Spaces, happening at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. And I do have the calendar event for that. So let's put it in the chat real quick so that you can hit the interested button in case that you would like to be reminded for when the event is getting started. You'll be able to find it in the state chat, or you can scroll up to our events under the server name. You'll see all of the upcoming events. All right, having said that, have a wonderful day, everyone, and we hope to see you guys next time.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.